Hey, this is Daniel Norton. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Marisa. This is Marisa's cousin from unknown areas of Europe. She's a fashion model.
Ciao.
And we're gonna shoot something kind of fun. So doing colored gel light is so fun, and we've done many videos where we use gels and we use stuff. And with these RGB LEDs that are around now, it's so easy and fun to do. So it's like you're always reaching to try to use them in a different way. And I find that people often use them to do these really like punchy colors, these bright scenes of punchy colors. And I thought it might be fun to make it kind of more like the fill light and just kind of give a soft glow of color. So that's what we're gonna play around with today a little bit. So I basically have Marisa kind of backlit, Marisa kind of backlit with my Dedolight LED, which is daylight. And we're creating this nice kind of silhouette moody thing. So we'll do that, be like moody, like that's it, like that, boom, right? And you can see we've got really kind of beautiful light coming from the back, giving shape to her face, but of course the front of her is completely in shadow, which is really what we want, right? We want that because now I'm gonna use my Savage LED Pro panel here, and I'm gonna fire this thing up. I'm gonna start with it in kind of just white light mode, if you will, daylight, as a fill. And we'll kind of bring it in, and I'm just eyeballing it, and good. Yeah, so it's lit. It's like, it's lit up, right? What we wanna do here is start playing with color, and since Marisa's dress is snake skin looking, right? Isn't it? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I'm gonna use green, I think. So I've got my green in here, and really what comes in here, right? We don't want it to be this giant green, glowing thing like she's nuclear. We want to kind of just make it balance. And I basically have the camera in live view, and I'm looking at my exposure, and I'm just tweaking the intensity a little bit at a time to get it to where I think will be nice, to give us that green vibe across the whole feel right here, right? So again, this is really our backlight, I should say, is almost really our key, because that's where our neutral is. So that's a little bit bright actually for me. So I'm gonna now dial my exposure a little darker. And the beauty of that is when I go dark with my green, it'll start to become more saturated. See? Beautiful. And what's nice about having a light over the side is that we get all the specularity. Like look at the lip gloss and the shadow on her cheek has got titanium dioxide in it, probably, because that's what makes it reflect. That's what titanium dioxide is. I do well in chemistry. Good, that's beautiful, just like that, moody. She's like, I'm a snake. This, blah. Become one with the snake, yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah, very, very, exactly. All right, so we do that. But we can be any color really. So let's just play around a little bit with some other colors. I mean, blue is nice. A blue snake. We do blue all the time though. It's kind of fun. You just dial this around and the color just changes as you go. Color. There's like 6,000 trillion colors in this. Oh, purple. I'm a fan of purple. It's like pinky purple. And each color you're going to want to dial in depending on like the intensity we're going to mess with each color. All right, so I think I want the intensity a bit brighter for this color than it was with the green. Did we make it green once before? Or you were more like the Hulk? This is more like slick snake. Yeah, cool. I like this one too. Work towards the light. Why not? We'll just see what that looks like. So right now, and if you want, right, we can actually even make this our primary light if we really want to do it. So I'm going to take this shot. It's going to be dark, clearly. Right, with some mood, but I can quickly just jump in here and just crank this thing, right? And we can actually change this to become more of our primary. And I'm going to keep it a little bit dark because I think it's the vibe of it. Remember that just because you're lighting something doesn't mean you have to actually light it exactly like on exposure where everything's perfect skin tone, because sometimes the mood of something desires a darker light. So we can actually play with this a little bit. So you see, we can just play with this. And I guess what's great about this is, we've always had gels that we use, but the RGB panels really allow you to dial in a color really quickly and change it up for different moods if you want to try something. So I think to wrap this up, we're going to go back to where we started, which is the kind of darker, moody. You're going to work this way. And I'm going to come back in with maybe a color that's a little bit more intense. This is like a bright kind of pink. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's nice too. Again, subtle. Love it. Actually, it's kind of cool because your eyeshadow is like blue-ish color. You can just catch edges of it coming through with the white light is. But basically, color is really super fun to play with, as we've done a million times. I want to get in the color. So, you know, it's super fun to play with. What I think the important thing here to take from this is this. Look at like how you can use your tool to maximize it. You know, like I said, people are buying these RGB panels and they're just like, hey, bright colors, that's what everybody's doing, changing the background color. But you can use it a lot of different ways. You can use it as fill, you can use it as the key, and you can use it with the outfit the model's wearing, with the location to create something that's a little more interesting than just kind of simple plain light. So I'll put Marisa's information. I'm going to put Marissa's information, and you should follow her. But forget about Marisa in the description, and you guys can follow her. I'll be sure to follow me, Daniel Norton Photographer. Subscribe to Adorama TV and ring the bell. And I'll see you next time on set.